Hey y'all, I'm Damon Oates, founder of Deco Exchange. Who else has heard that crafting is just a hobby? I turned my love of crafting into a thriving multi-seven-figure company, surrounded myself in an amazing community, and met some amazing business owners along the way. I'm here to show everyone that makers mean business.
What is up, you guys? It is Parker here with the Makers Mean Business podcast, and y'all, I'm back for another episode. Y'all, today's episode, we are talking all about SEO, which is search engine optimization. For those of you who aren't sure what SEO is or don't even know what the heck I'm talking about, y'all, it is all about how to get found online. I have brought back Miss Christine Jerry, who helps us run our blog, y'all, howtomakewreaths.com. And she's also working with a bunch of other clients who have successful blogs. So we are going to talk all about our ebook that we created, y'all, the SEO handbook, as well as cover a few basic tips and tricks for those of you who maybe have never dealt with SEO before or not even sure where to start. Y'all, I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to bring Christine right on here, and we're going to get right into it. All right, you guys, I've got Christine here back with us. Y'all, we're going to talk all about SEO today. And y'all, I'm going to keep it simple. SEO is really, really complicated. So we're going to try our best to keep it really basic. Y'all, like I mentioned before, we did create a handbook for this. It's all available on decoexchange.com. It's called the SEO handbook. Y'all, I'm not going to try to sell you guys this the whole time. I just want you guys to know that the additional resources are there. And Christine is here, as well as myself, to help you guys understand SEO and the basics of SEO and what it even is and where to use it and all that stuff. Christine, why don't you just give yourself a little shout out really quick? I know you were on a previous episode, so people probably know you. But who are you? Where can they find you? All that kind of stuff.
Hey everybody, Christine Jerry here from the Virtual Collab, and you can find us over at the virtualcollabhub.com. We are chaos coordinators. We help business owners just wrangle in their business and help them move forward with their content strategy. So that's why SEO is such a huge thing for us to just keep on top of as far as algorithm changes. So this is a fun project to do with Damon and Parker because it is definitely an area I get geeky about for sure.
Yeah, so for those of you guys who don't know Christine very well, or myself really well in a business aspect, we are super nerdy about analytics. I love spreadsheets, I love data, I love all the things, and Christine is like my soul sister in that aspect. She loves Google Analytics. She loves knowing where people found us, how they found us, where they come from, all that stuff. Y'all, SEO is super duper important. Not only for blogs. I know a lot of the discussion we're going to have with Christine is about blogging because she runs our blog. But y'all, Etsy uses SEO, Amazon uses SEO, even like Facebook search and all those other things use SEO as well. So Christine, why don't you just kind of start from the beginning? What is SEO and why do we care about it?
So SEO stands for search engine optimization. So it's basically how people find us through Google search or what they put into any given platform to find what they're looking for. We're trying to optimize our stores, our websites, our social media platforms, because we want to treat it as if it's how are people going to look for us in the search bar? Because if they don't know you, how are they going to find you? Because they're not going to look for you by name. So SEO allows us to develop that framework within any platform to be able to be searchable.
That's good. Yeah. I think the important note for you guys there is anywhere that basically has a search bar utilizes some form of SEO to generate results for you. So Google, Yahoo, blog sites, Facebook, like I just said, it's everywhere, you guys. SEO is literally the king when it comes to getting your stuff found online. So it's super duper important. Christine, what are a couple tips for starters? Maybe they aren't even sure like where to even put SEO, or what are some good places? Obviously you can put it in the title, but what are some other places you can kind of stuff some SEO keywords?
So let's say you're starting off with Etsy as your that one area you're focusing on as you build your business. You want to be able to incorporate keywords that you find into your product descriptions, in your store description, even your bio in that area. Wherever there's places you can put content in, that is where you're going to add keywords, because the more you can have them work together between all the places, the stronger it becomes for you. It's just when any algorithm, whether it's on Etsy search bar or Google search bar, the more they see a platform that's framed a certain way, so your profile is framed so that all the parts that have content in it all point to each other, it's like, hey, that's built really strong. So building a framework on any given platform is going to be your number one thing to do in the beginning.
Yeah, I think it's important to note that these algorithms are constantly learning, y'all. They are machines, and they just take data, and that's all they do. So they take your SEO, they take your keywords, and they try to read it and understand it. So when someone searches for something, they're like, I've got the perfect thing just for that, and they generate your content for them. So whenever you guys are doing that, just think as keywords as someone who is searching for your things is going to use. So I know as makers, as wreath makers, it's easy to be like, oh, the poof method with 21-inch mesh and all that stuff. Y'all, nobody cares about that. As a buyer, as a searcher, no one cares. They want a mesh wreath. They want a wreath for their door. They want front door decor. Those are examples of good keywords, right?
Exactly. And I think sometimes we found that no matter what niche you're in, it is that lingo that really hangs you up as far as mastering your SEO potential. Another important keyword that you're going to hear alongside of SEO is SERP. And that stands for search engine results page. So that's essentially where you rank on when you put in a search in Google. You see the results page. Where do you land on that page? If you search on Etsy, where is your listing in that list of products? So if you can get on, I even say, we call it above the fold. See, if I was going to teach you above the fold, I wouldn't put that as my keyword. I would say, how do I get seen quick on Google? So you want to be at the very top of that list. And you want to be at the very top of Etsy's list or Pinterest list. So think of how your readers would put that information in.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't stress it enough, you guys. Always pretend like you are the buyer. You have to be so, I don't want to say ignorant, but you have to be so oblivious to all the technical things. Like you need to be searching for really basic stuff, like things to put on your door, or I'm using wreath examples, you guys, because that's what we've done for the longest time. Now we've kind of developed a bunch of different tools and a bunch of different methods, which we're going to cover here shortly. But just to give you guys an idea, like think as the buyer, think as the searcher, not the searchee. So you want to be able to be found by people who don't really know that they're looking for you.
Right. And one of the quick tips to be able to identify how your audience is going to use terms is listen to them in your community, or listen to a customer who emailed you on a certain issue, or inquiring if you have a certain product. What terms are they emailing you with? That will help you identify which keywords to kind of incorporate into your listings and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, a prime example that pops in my head immediately. We use the Easy Bow Maker all of the time. Do you know how many messages or emails we get? What's that wooden thing that you make bows with? So guess what one of our SEO terms is? Wooden bow maker.
That's
because
smart, yeah.
They don't know what the Easy Bow is. They obviously they see a block of wood and it makes a bow. Wooden bow maker, wood bow maker, wood that makes bows. Like you can flip it all kinds of ways, you guys. Christine, what are a few ways? I mean, obviously, I've had the history and the experience to kind of understand SEO and kind of make up some stuff off the top of my head. What are some methods that you use to kind of boost your repertoire of SEO?
Normally, we ask you to like 3 core like keywords that you just absolutely you want to be known for. So one of the things that you always hear, no matter what I'm talking about, is I always go back to foundations. So in this case with SEO, your foundation has to be, what is your niche? So we'll use Damon and Parker as an example, and they're in the wreath making niche. So what we would do is break it down from there. What is the three things that we want to be known for in the wreath making niche? So we have wreath supplies, we have wreath making tutorials. For yourself, I want you to break it down. What is your overall niche? I always refer to that as if you were to walk in a Barnes and Noble or bookstore, what section would your brand be in? Would you be in US history? Would you be in cookbooks? Where would I find you? From there, branch off into that subsection. Let's say you're in gardening. Are you in organic gardening? So just start at the very top. What is your overall topic? And then what are the three areas that you want to be known for? So that'd be my number one tip, is to just build that first, because everything else will fall into place naturally if you know what you're about.
That's great stuff, Christine. Y'all, one thing that I like to do is I like to go onto Google, just type google.com, and then start typing a word related to whatever you're trying to sell. For those wreath makers out there, I just typed in wreaths. So a couple keywords pop up underneath the search bar. When you type in a word, Google tries to help you complete your sentence, basically. It's doing that through the algorithm based on keywords of results. So, for example, I typed in wreaths and wreaths across America, wreaths for sale, wreaths for front door, wreaths with initials, wreaths for summer. It's a lot of wreaths. But all of those things are potential keywords. That's SEO you're looking for right there. Wreaths for summer, wreaths for front door. That's words you should be using, either it be on Etsy or your blog, or you can do the same exercise with any word. It doesn't have to be wreaths, right? It can be paintings. It can be blogging. It can be anything. So let Google do work for you. That's one easy. It's free. You don't have to do anything. All you have to do is go in and type wreaths or your keyword and see how Google expands it for you. So those wreaths for the summer and wreaths for front door, wreaths with initials, that's all stuff you should be promoting in your Etsy shop, because it's stuff people are looking for. You can put those as your keywords on your Etsy descriptions. You can add it into your Etsy description. You can add it into your sales copy. You can make a blog post about it. Y'all, it gives you the content that you need to make right there, and it's free. Another option is going onto Pinterest and doing the same thing. How many of you guys use Pinterest on a daily basis? Go into Pinterest and type in wreaths. Wreaths for front door. Sound familiar? Yeah, that was just on Google. Wreaths for front door every day. Wreaths for front door DIY. Wreath craft, wreath DIY, wreath design, wreath summer. Guess what's trending right now, y'all? It's July. Everyone's looking for summer wreaths. Guess what your SEO needs to be if you're trying to sell a wreath right now? Summer wreaths.
And just to work with that, it's one of the things that we try to do is, because we're trying to work smart and not harder, we look for the overlap. Because if I'm on Etsy and use that predictive search terms when you type into the search bar, and it matches a bunch of search terms on Google, and it matches a bunch of search terms that popped up in Pinterest, we know that across the board, those are the top keywords. So we're going to use that over maybe some of the ones that aren't popping up on all the platforms. Be smart so that you can maybe make one description that you can use in all the different places.
Yeah, and another thing I'll mention is some of the searches are saying wreaths for summer. Well, guess what's right after summer? Fall, winter. So guess what? Those are going to be popular search terms as well. So you need to use those as SEO as well. Wreaths for winter, paintings for winter, blog posts for winter crafts. I don't know, you guys. I mean, you got to kind of have to mold it into whatever craft that you're actually doing, or whatever business you're actually doing. It doesn't have to even be crafts. Christine, what kind of other blogs do you have? Or what kind of other blogs do you work on? I know you do food blogging. I know you do lifestyle blogging. The process is the same no matter what you do.
Exactly. It really is. I mean, SEO is very standardized in the sense of how you build it. There's two things that as you grow your business and learn more about SEO, if you choose to, and there's on-page SEO and there's off-page SEO. And so I really want you, when you're starting off, when you're working through, is working on-page SEO, which is anything you do on your platform yourself that affects the rankings. So do your SEO keywords for your site or your social media platforms. Make sure you're putting those words into your descriptions, especially Pinterest. You've got board descriptions, profile descriptions, everywhere description. So make sure you add those in to get the most juice. And secondly, if you can intertwine them somehow, like refer to another board or refer to another platform in your description, by all means do that. So now Google's like, hey, they're in 5 different places and they each are strong in this keyword. They must know what they're talking about.
Absolutely. Y'all, that was our little whirlwind introduction into SEO. I really do hope that you guys got something out of that. I know there's tons more to cover. Honestly, you guys, there's tons of SEO information out there. We did compile everything that we know and everything that we practice ourselves and on other clients into the SEO handbook that we have available on decoexchange.com. Christine, I really do appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule to be on the podcast again. I loved having you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you very much, everybody.
All right, you guys, make sure to subscribe to the Makers Mean Business podcast if you enjoyed this episode. Visit makersmeanbusiness.com, and I will see you guys on the next episode.